Hi, and thank you for watching TargetedWest.com. That's my website. Check it out with all the information about my books, about me, uh, and ways you can watch the repeats of this show, which is being recorded every Sunday. You can see me on YouTube, BitChute, and you can hear me on Spotify and for archive on archive.org. You can download a copy and edit it if you want. This is the 147th show. Today is the 12th of January. I'll be interviewing myself. DJ Chris is the guy that we'll be talking to tonight, and that's me. And I'll be talking about my Substack account, which I didn't know had grown incredibly in the last few weeks. Thanks to Tranquility at TI Events for putting that ad out for me. A lot of it, interestingly though, was through my direct emails that I give out to people when I post a Substack article. So we'll be talking more about that. So it's about Substack. If you're on your preferred platform and you've got a URL space available to type this in, or search engine, do substack.com/@TargetedWest, and then you can join. Anyway, the opinions of the people on this call are that of their own and not that of DJ Chris or Targeted West or my cats. I'm here in Lodi. It is, I think, about 62 degrees. It's been kind of a warm spell. We don't have the smoke, but I can see the smoke in the sunset at night when it's dropping down the sun. And I think it's gotten to my throat a little bit because you can smell the smoke in the air. And it's shown up 350 miles away here in Lodi. So a little bit more about Substack. So I was noticing people were using that platform, and I thought last year, why don't I give it a trial and see how it worked out? And within a short period of time, wow, Huggy Bear, you're probably getting the smoke too. Huggy Bear in the chat room says she's getting smoke too. Yeah, I believe it's from LA, yeah. Because it's a whole 6 different areas or more now by the time this recording's spread around. But yeah, we're in the middle of the LA fires. It's terrible. So Substack, it's probably going to be, actually people are writing about the fires on Substack right now. John Rappaport is and others. It's a very popular platform. It started in 2017, and here's a little bit about it. It's an American online platform that provides subscription newsletters directly to subscribers, and it was founded in 2017. It is located in San Francisco, California, right down the street over there, 80 miles away. And on my stats for Substack, I've posted 91 articles since 2024 beginning of. I've had 1,631 views from email, 436 from the app, 152 direct, and 142 subscribers now. And some are paid subscribers. So that's really cool. That helps Targeted West keep the lights on, like that one up there. And the point is, I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm saying you can do this. If you can write, you can do the Substack yourself and get a big following. Matter of fact, if you've got a product or organization, I would strongly suggest starting a Substack. It's free for you, and then you give out free articles, and you have some articles for your paid subscribers. And it's easy. I wrote that right there. You can do this. So I talk about the fire that I had and how the fire in LA is kind of triggering a little bit of the stress that I've had before of dealing with the fire and the smell, and it really gets in your head and your nose. Thank goodness I had good insurance, and my dad, who owned the building, had good insurance, and we were good as new in no time. I had to rent an apartment with ducks, and they used to dye the water green. I guess I don't know why, but we had ducks come up to the door. My cat really liked that. That was a big treat for him. But I've been through the fire thing, and it's just no fun at all. So we can talk about that tonight. What else is going on? We have the book club, which we'll be talking about in a little bit. The book that we'll be talking about is from 1957 and discusses V2K. So they've been having a form of V2K since the 50s, which I believe is also around the time right after the beginning of the OSS turning into the CIA, where I think a lot of this is from. Plus, you had the Project Paperclip folks had nothing better to do, and I'm sure they probably had this sort of technology in the works, and they probably brought it with them. Let's see what else. Well, that's about all I have for that session, and you can talk if you like. It's open mic. Again, the Substack to join is substack.com, and that's /at the TargetedWest. Thank you for that. Open mic if you'd like to talk. A little bit about myself. I am a targeted individual for 23 years. This is the month I got targeted. Right out of the ceiling of the roof of my house, I heard a voice saying, "Hey, F word, what are you doing in the hallway?" And after that, they interrogated me for 2 days. It was terrible. And I've had that telepathy ever since. So this is my 23rd year of being driven crazy by a bunch of idiots in my head. Since the beginning of the targeting, I've learned that the targeting has evolved into an AI chatbot. And sometimes the AI chatbot is pretty smart. I guess they're using artificial life intelligence to mimic a human. Some say they use wet and warm, which is actually incorporating a wet and warm body to a computer, just like the movies. And they are actually doing that, actually creating embryos of brains and attaching them to a computer. I know that sounds wild, but it's true. And this is part of the transhumanist agenda, is to make us all part of a machine. So I get handlers every once in a while. They're live, but most of the time it's AI. Does anybody else go through that on the call? Anybody got V2K, which is what this call is about, the beautiful V2K that drives us nuts. Oh, and the V2K is driving me nuts with the fires too, so you can't get enough of it on the news. You got to listen to them yakety yak in my head.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Deb K's in the house. What's going on, Deb K? How are you?
Oh, I'm just doing my dishes and, you know, doing things around here. I got these sores all over my face. And oh my God, I tried to go to the doctor. Um, Friday I tried to get in, but they were too busy. But it's better now because someone said put peroxide on it. So I've been putting peroxide on it and they're healing now.
That's no good. I know Mr. Tweeter has something on his back. He doesn't know if it's shingles or a spider bite.
Oh, those shingles, I've had them. If it
Yeah,
hurts,
what's it?
shingles.
I don't think he's got shingles, but he thinks he may. So we'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, well, you do
Monkey
have to get
talk.
treated for that. You got to get treated for that to cause other problems if you don't.
Yeah, no, he's got. We do our own surgery and our own doctor, and over here with Granny Clampett and the gang, so we're good.
Well, I would just check in, read about it because it could cause some other problems. They do have something for it. And I've had the shingles twice and nothing worked. That's why I got to go in. And they don't give you a
We
shot.
have a
They just
gravel
give you
we have a
pills.
gravel roof. We don't have shingles.
You funny. You silly.
DSM helps with shingles.
Hello.
Have you ever heard about?
Oh, Evelyn. I mean Eileen. Hello. What's up?
I just wanted to let you know that DSMO, you can look it up on the internet, and that does help with shingles. It
Oh,
helps
that's
with a lot
good
of
to
others.
hear.
I didn't know that.
Hi, Eileen.
Yeah. Hi, Deb. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's going to get really cold here. It's going to be going down in the minuses tonight.
Oh
It's
no,
going to
I
stay
don't
cold
miss
for
that
2
weather.
weeks.
It was like 50 degrees here last night, and the kiddies got cold, so I had to bring them into the heat. I brought this one cat that's outside in, and he snuggled in.
You're so sweet. Well,
I smell smoke right now. Deb, you're echoing.
uh-oh. I'll mute it.
Yeah, no worries.
Do you know anybody of the TIs out there? How are they doing? We had quite a few in LA. Isn't that where they had a group where they all were homeless but stayed in their cars and then they hung around each other? Nothing to do with HC, but a different group. HC's by herself. I forgot who was on.
Oh yeah, were they all parked together? Yeah, I heard about that. But
Yeah.
no, I have not heard from anyone involved in that fire at all. I do have a friend in Santa Monica. She's 80 years old, and I'm worried she's going to get a lung infection. So she's been wearing her mask and covering up.
Yeah, that just has to be horrific. Just seeing the pictures on TV is heart-wrenching. And they got a lot of movie stars.
It's terrible, and it's got me sounding like Gavin Newsom. My voice, yeah, the smoke, and then the neighbors over here barbecuing with smoke right now. Someone is around here. My neighbor next door got a Traeger barbecue. My cousin has one. They all the men love a Traeger. It's like $1,000 barbecue, and they're cooking it up.
Must be nice to have money. I can't afford meat. I mean, occasionally, but people would swear I'm a vegetarian.
I don't like barbecuing outside, and I couldn't afford the meat. I only buy meat for Christmas and Thanksgiving.
That's me too, except one more holiday. I usually buy ham for Easter.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, but usually it's chicken. Maybe we'll use some beef for something, but for stir fry. But it's mostly I save that. I can't afford the big cuts, but it's not healthy for me either. I've gone to more of a vegetable Ayurveda type of diet, and it's really helped me lose weight and feel better.
Oh, that's good. I do a lot of smoothies, and that seems to help. But when it's cold out like it is now, then it's hard to drink the smoothies. And more of an alkaline diet helps out a lot, too.
Yeah, well, soon it'll be warm again, and it'll be 110 over here, so I'm going to enjoy the cold.
Same here. We had a hot summer, too. And humid.
Are you humid? We aren't humid, but it's hot enough. It's kind of like like Las Vegas, hot.
Yeah, that's still hot.
Hit 115 one year, and our air conditioning stalled. So I had to literally go in the swimming pool over across on the other side of the lawn, and all my neighbors went with me, and we all just sat in the pool for a while. It was surreal. It was just crazy, and I didn't sweat. It was so dry. But it was 115 that day.
Oh, that's miserable.
Yeah, so I bought those roll-around air conditioners, and I stuck them in my windows, and they don't stall out when it gets too hot. And it's the RV air conditioner that came with it that can't handle over 100.
I heard them portable ones are really nice and fairly reasonable. I heard you can get a decent one between $200-300, and it will cool.
Oh yeah, yep, under 200 if you buy them now in January, February before it gets hot. I paid 137 for the one in the bedroom, and the Black and Decker one was about the same, but it was during off season, so.
Hi, Jack.
Hi. Do you
How
hear
you
me?
doing?
I'm good. I'm trying to adjust my camera.
I want to tell you guys about something that I found out about today. There's a lady called Snowy Owl. That's what she calls herself. And she's been using these flies, zappers, and she uses she puts a piece of garlic on it, and it turns into some type of thing that reverses the lasers that are coming from the vehicles. And she has them face towards the road at her house. And every time the car shoots something at her, the zapper goes off, and it blows something out in her car or something like that. And she said it's given her great relief. But then she said she bought, I don't know if you guys ever heard of this thing. It's a little gun from that we used to play with in olden days, and it has a silver trigger, and then it shoots sparks. Remember those little guns? They're little play toys, like maybe Jetson guns, and you just keep doing the trigger, and you can see the sparks going around in there. Well, she thinks that is going to work, so she's going to order one. She bought a bigger one for $90, and it worked, but it don't work for very long. So she's thinking these little guns will work. So I don't know how to put a picture of it in the chat. I could try. Let me see if I could try to put it in there. Let's see. I don't know how to do it.
Oh, we have open mic. We're talking about my Substack account. We also have a book club you can join, which will be later in the segment. And of course, the book we are talking about is The Ordeal of Gilbert Penfold, which is by Evelyn Waugh back in 1957, that talks about telepathy, P2K, being being tortured on a boat remotely.
Hi, Chris. It's Michelle.
Is that you, Cookie? Is that you?
Yeah. Hi. What year did you say that book took place?
1957. She wrote it.
Oh, wow.
Does anybody have any comments or would like to say something? Right now is the time. We're in between interviews. You can come in and we can interview you today if you want. Instant interview. No waiting, like a haircut. But we do need to break it the half an hour and at the hour for our friends. And other than that, it's open mic. So come on in to the popular call everybody likes.
That's right.
Hey, Chris,
No
I
fuss,
wanted to
no.
share.
Oh, hello. How are you?
This is Eileen. I'm in Florida.
Hey, Eileen in Florida.
I wanted to mention I've been using the same calendar from 2020 to log my targeting every day, and I've noticed that the same thing happens the same day all year long. It's a program. It's pre-scheduled. And I wanted to share that with you.
What exactly happens to you, if I may ask?
Oh. I have a severe TMJ from them. They put fat on my body, 10, 15, 20 pounds. It varies all day long. Breast size is reduced. It was 1,000 different things, and I started a list. I decided to create a list and just keep adding to it. It's just the same things that are happening over and over again on the same day every single year, or within the same couple of days.
Yeah, you may want to keep a little diary on the side with that too and document it more. And you do know this program can include total body takeover, and they can do pretty much what they want with the wideband body network, the body of network, the Internet of Human. So we're all one, as one big, happy computer connected transhumanly to a computer machine somewhere of whatever sort. People say it's quantum, some say it's a supercomputer. Quantum computers are supercomputers, but who wants to argue about that? But anyway, it's open mic. I really hate that that's happening to you. I do keep a diary. I haven't had to lately, but I do keep a diary most of the time.
Did this lady say that the same thing happens every year on the day it falls on?
Yeah,
like last year on the 12th? Oh wow.
Yes.
That's actually an incredible catch, to catch that.
Yeah, I thought I would share it with the group because most people have told me that they're keeping a diary, but I was just using the calendar, and I started to realize, oh my God, the same thing happened last year. If I had a calendar in front of me, I can share more things, but it just comes to mind.
Well, you know what? I think Google Photos does is they'll show you what, like, the pictures and things the pictures and stuff that you recorded or took on the day previously same day today last year, and that can also tell you like maybe what you were doing or where you were at or whatever too.
Mhm. Yeah, mine has a lot to do with work and not making money and work sabotage and work harder so that we can sabotage your work because we want something to do.
Do you have V2K?
Yes.
Is it all day long?
No, thank goodness.
Oh, God bless you then.
The conversation.
I'm sorry you go through that. I get it all day too. 23 years.
Yep.
In Meadows, I had spoken to her a few years ago. I think it was Kathy. She told me that if you have V2K, your brain can't hear two things at the same time. She calls it the B wave, and so she recommended to me that if you listen in the distance, like a clock ticking or a dog barking or radio or some other sound, you can't hear them, and actually does work.
Wait, can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, repeat that.
I don't know. Kathy Meadows, she's a psychologist, and
yeah, I've talked to her.
Mhm.
I've talked to her as well.
So have I.
Yeah, I believe she's the one that told me that the brain can't hear two things at the same time. She calls it a B wave, and she said if you force to think of something and listen to something at a distance, like the refrigerator sound or dog barking or music or some other sound other than the V2K, then you can't hear
right.
them, and it really does work.
Yeah, I played two. It was kind of annoying, but it was better than V2K. I was in my car and I played my phone radio and I played my car radio, and I don't think they like that because it like crosses signals all over the place. If
yeah,
it works. It works if your V2K is that bad.
I have Google Home next to my bed, and I listen to sounds of the ocean when it gets to bed.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I have a quick
Thank you.
announcement. Thank you for sharing. Jax, did you have something to share before I play your announcement for the 6:30 hour?
Am I okay here?
You're good to go.
Okay, I just have to set it up here. Do you have a box of shielding material that doesn't work? Have you paid professionals only to come out on the short end of the stick? Well, your life is about to change. Visit cybershieldinfo.com to crack the code on a shielding device that actually works. The Cyber Shield is a computer that fights the perps with a dose of crack code. Get your Cyber Shield at cybershieldinfo.com. That's cybershieldinfo.com.
Yay! That was awesome.
That's pretty awesome. And without further ado, let's get a word from
cybershieldinfo.com. We manufacture a shielding device that protects the body and head from harmful ionizing electromagnetic frequencies. This is the most powerful high-tech shielding device made specifically for targeted individuals who are assaulted with harmful radiation and pain. Do you want to feel better? We also offer complimentary in-person demonstrations in the San Francisco Bay Area. For photos, pricing, and more details, visit cybershieldinfo.com.
And like Jack says, it's cybershieldinfo.com. Now back to the conversation with Open Mic. And we were having a discussion about B2K with Michelle and our friend. Yeah, that was 23 years for me. It started in this month, actually, 23 years ago on the spot.
DJ Chris, since nobody's talking, what's your critique on that the live one that I did?
That's pretty cool. I was very lively.
Okay.
You're ready for Hollywood.
You're ready for Hollywood.
There, nobody hired me. Well,
get that recorded on an MP3 for me, and we'll be good as gold.
Oh, thank you. I seek your approval. And today we had an unpleasant conversation. And I don't care if everyone hears this. I'm saying I'm sorry to you, DJ Chris, because I was leaning too hard on you to solve the issue and my mind was blocked. I do believe that there was some mind control, causing me to feel like I couldn't solve it. But when I lost...
Well, I accept your apology. I figured you were having a moment. I just hung up.
Yeah, you did. You did the best thing you could do. And when after that, I just sat there and I said, what am I doing? And I went away and I started doing another task in my house. And then when I was cooking, I said, what? Wait. And I came back up here to get ready and I saw all my devices sitting here, all these phones, all this recording equipment, and I'm not even using it. So now I can do this myself and submit what we need and, help people. It's not about me. It's about helping other people find out about the Cyber Shield, Chris. And that's all it is. But you're part of the solution. And I don't know what we'd do if you weren't having your program. We need that. We need Targeted West.
Targeted West needs you guys because I'd be a lonely old fool in the camper without nobody but Tweeter and the cats. Right, Michelle?
That's right. Meowdy.
Hi, DJ Chris. Jill, I have a question for Jack.
Jill and I ought to come out.
Oh, yeah, come on in. You have a question, Jax.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Hi, Jack. So this is Jill, and I've worked in IT for over 20 years. So when this started happening to me, it was very frustrating. Like a lot of people in the technology world didn't believe me. In fact, I'm on disability because my company is assuming that I'm paid. So I just don't understand.
Is she fading out, you guys? She's fading in and out.
The IT person you're fading out a little bit in and out.
Okay, is this better?
Again. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so anyway, I suffer from B2K 24/7, 365. It never stops. I've turned off the power in my home. I've turned off everything in my home. It follows me on an airplane. It follows me at sea. I deal with it everywhere. So I know mine is coming from satellite, for sure. And I don't understand how any technology can actually shield me from this. They can, it's all mind control. They might, in my eyes, they may make us feel like we're having this pain and that pain, but they're doing something to, conflict with our minds. I can't even retain any information. I can't do anything. So I've already spent a lot of money. So the thought of spending $2,000 on something else that does not work, and I know that's not your fault, but I'm just kind of leery at this point about anything that somebody says is going to shield me. So you said your device is it's supposed to shield us from everything.
Jill, I only had 30 seconds to say a short little blurb, and we don't have that much time.
Okay.
But I can tell you that it is actually code. David Rubel uses code. It's a very, very exclusive arena of technology that not many people know. And it does use code, and it doesn't block all mind control, because like I just described, my mind was being blocked for trying to solve a problem that I knew What was that? Did somebody say something?
Yeah, I don't think they're part of the conversation. Keep going.
Okay, so my mind was being blocked so that I couldn't even think through a problem. But what we have learned through using the Cyber Shield is to go do something else that requires you to focus on something else that you know you can do, like DJ Chris's coloring book. Go do something that you can do that focuses off the original, and then you can solve the problem. But no, the Cyber Shield's not 100%, but I can certainly tell you that it's a heck of a lot better than what it was before I got it, and I can't live without it. I can't even imagine walking through a day without it.
And can you travel with it, or it's a big computer? You can't.
Well, it's a computer. You can go to the website. It'll show you the dimensions. It has a picture of the Cyber Shield. It's about 8 by 5 by somebody out there that's got one. Frank, I see you're out there. Do you know the dimensions offhand, Frank S?
It kind of looks like a DVD player size, but like maybe smaller.
Oh, right, I was on mute. Yeah, I think it's about the size of a sheet of paper. I think like 6 by 7 inches, something like that.
Yeah, it's smaller than this. It's smaller than a sheet of paper, but it's thick. It's like 5 inches thick.
Yes, and you can use a backup power supply, one of those UPSs, and make it portable if you want to. IT lady. By the way, I worked in IT since the 80s, and then I went on disability too.
It's upsetting, because I'm being forced into disability, and I'm losing my career over this, and it's.
Well, keep your even though you're on disability, keep your credentials updated. I didn't, and I'm way behind.
Well, that's the problem. I tried to update my certifications, but I can't. They will block me from any test that I take.
They did that. I went back to school in 2003, and they did that to me too. And I had no idea what they were doing, but I got through it somehow back then by using a AM/FM radio, not connected to the internet. And but they're brutal. And then recently I tried to do that Cisco cybersecurity class that's free, and they tortured me. I tried doing the ham operator license. I bought the course, and I can't even get through a third of it. Yeah, so I agree with you. It's horrible. It's literally the best weapon to use for your enemy if you're in war theater. Definitely the new weapon for the fourth industrial revolution is here, and a lot of it is distracting the mind and keeping you from focusing.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thanks, Jackson. Thanks, DJ Chris.
Jill.
No problem. We're glad we're here.
If you want to know anything else from me, just go to the website, cybershieldinfo.com, and if you send an email, I'm the one that gets all the emails. I read all the emails and respond to all the people, and you can reach out to me, and we can talk on the phone privately, because I could tell you that if you get the Cyber Shield, you can get your focus back, and there are exercises that we tell people to do, to watch movies, try to learn Morse code, play on a coloring book, do something that requires intense focus. Cooking is one where you have to work through a recipe, but what can happen is you can get enough of your mind back that you can work a job remotely. There are remote positions now more than ever because people really do want to work from home.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you could get some part of your concentration back, you'll know, but it's worth it to get your, Frank S., he's right there on he's got TargetedTechTalk.com.
Okay.
And he has the Cyber Shield. He's a tech guy. And my understanding is that he's working.
And if you're on disability, you can work up to a certain point without losing your benefits. So you could work that out with your disability benefits people. Unless you're on a private disability from work, then you probably aren't so lucky.
Well, I'm trying to go back with restrictions where I can work from home 100%. At least I can match.
That's a really smart move, like Jack said. That's a really smart move on your part. That way you control the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Very smart.
I will send you an email, Jack. Thank you.
Sure. Frank S., did you want to say something?
No, just agreed with you. Basically I have a remote work set up. I'm a software engineer. I'm also able to, currently in grad school as well, so wrapping up a master's degree in AI. Just finished a networking certification, and so yeah, it's good shielding and devices like this is kind of critical to, maintaining your health and kind of keeping going. So.
Were you guys leery at somebody that could develop code of something that's, basically being used as a weapon? I mean, for me, I'm not saying he's doing anything wrong, but I'm an analyst. I'm always going to look at everything. So if somebody can develop something to block something, then how do we know that they are not, involved on the other side? And definitely, I'm not trying to accuse anybody of anything. It's just that's my hesitation sometimes. So.
Well, you will know us by our fruit. We have a 30-day return policy, and I don't think David, the inventor, has time to sit and do any kind of harm. It's not his personality at all. He's all about helping humanity, and you just know him. Yeah, he's very targeted. He's very persecuted.
Okay, so he developed this for himself in the first place, then, is what you're saying?
Yes, for him and his 3 children, and he was concerned. He got so mad over some of the stuff they were doing, and he was like, he told me on a conversation that he was so sick of them. He told me, I hate them. I hate these people.
Okay.
And I'm going to do something about it. And I met him on a focus group. And I can assure you, when he said that he was inventing a device that was going to help targeted individuals and block a lot of this, I smiled, and I just thought, oh yeah, because I have a big old box of shielding stuff that doesn't work, and I just said, oh, okay, yeah, but he's a nice guy. He really has a good karma. But then a year or so later, he came out with this device. And I was one of the first people in the United States. I was the first person to buy it in the United States. And then other people started buying it. And when I got it, I could tell an immediate difference in in my targeting. It was I felt so much better. But I'm still targeted. It's not 100%. I have good days and bad days, but nothing is ever as bad as it was before I got the Cyber Shield.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay. Thank you.
I think there's somebody else on here, DJ Chris. Faye. There's a girl named Faye who has the Cyber Shield, and if she wants to come in and say anything about it, I hope I'm inviting her to participate.
Sure, I can say something real quick.
That would be nice. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. Well, I'm doing good now, honestly, thanks to the Cyber Shield. my targeting for I was targeted with V2K and minor heart palpitations for the last like 2 years, and it was, I mean, the voices were 24/7, but like the physical targeting was minor. Sorry about the background noise, guys. I went to the bathroom real quick. So the physical symptoms were minor up until the V2K kept threatening me, saying that I wasn't allowed to get back into a house. I wasn't allowed to put my life back together. You know, it wants you to stay ruined. And after I got my, I obviously defied it. But the minute that I got my life stabilized again, my physical targeting revved up so bad, I thought I was literally going to die. The punches and squeezing to the solar plexus would have me doubled over in pain, sometimes vomiting, sometimes almost passing out. The heart palpitations were so severe that it would make it hard to breathe. The nerve pain at times was so intense that I would be going around in tears. And literally, before I got a TENS unit for the nerve pain, it was so intense that I would be literally just in my car sometimes screaming at the top of my lungs. My targeting was very, 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 very intense. And I thought for a minute that I was literally going to die. I think the goal at a certain point is, if it can leave you disabled, it wants to. Right? If it can leave you dependent on somebody else or disabled or dysfunctional, that's its goal. It wants you useless. But for me, I had nobody to lean on. And so for me, it was either I figure out how to get up and become functional again, or I die on the side of the road. And those were my only two options. And so even though I was skeptical, I went out of my way to meet with Jax. And it was a super intense day where they targeted me so hard that I literally passed out and was vomiting all over the place. But luckily, David was there, and I had felt just enough relief to know that the Cyber Shield, there was something to it. And so for months, I struggled to come up with the money. And every time I would come up with $1,000 or $2,000, I would have another something would happen to my vehicle, right? Like, it was literally invisibly beating me to death while I was having to physically labor for money, while I was being sabotaged close to $500 to $1,600 a month. I literally, You guys, when people say, oh, I don't know about the Cyber Shield, it's a lot of money. I got to tell you, if I can do it, I know you guys can make it. If I can be invisibly beat to death, choked, screamed at, and labor it out $10 to $20 at a time while being sabotaged at my job every single month, I know you guys can make it. It's a matter of choose your hard. It was hard trusting that the Cyber Shield might work. It was hard coming up with the money. It was even harder doing it while sabotaged. It was hard. It was intensely hard, and I really wasn't sure. But I am so glad I went through with it, because for the first time since my targeting, for the first time in 2 years, I was able to sit down and relax. Over the Christmas holidays, I was able to breathe. For the first time in 2 years, I'm starting to make plans for the future again. Obviously the targeting isn't fully gone, like Jack said, but I can breathe again. The pain is less intense. It doesn't control my life. Right when I thought I was going to lose it all and wind up on the side of the road, the Cyber Shield comes along, and not only am I emboldened to go back to work, but I'm going to double down. I'm making plans to try to save up money to get a trailer, to get land, to do a charity for this, to create a charity for this cause. Like, I want to, not only do I want to keep my head above water, I want to fight this thing like Jax is with everything I've got. Okay. And so for all of you who are on the fence, I want to say, if you have to choose between being permanently disabled and finding relief, $3,000 is nothing. It's nothing. And if you think you can't do it because you're in pain, trust me, believe me, there's ways. You can do it. To anyone out there who thinks you can't,
Thank you
can.
for that.
And it is worth every penny.
Thank you for that, guys. I don't want to interrupt, but it's time for the book club, and this is a doozy of a book. I think, Jax, you might be interested in this book to purchase if it's in hard copy.
What is
It's pretty interesting. Tell you about it in just a moment.
It's time for the TI Book Club, where every book opens a door to new worlds and shared journeys. Here, we uncover hidden gems, specially selected for TIs, and always within your reach. Be part of a community that reads together, grows together, and sees the world through the same lens. Don't just listen to stories, live them with us. Join now at bookclubs.com/TIBookClub/join, and let's turn the pages of adventure together.
Thank you, Mr. Announcer. Join the TI Book Club today for free. We have free PDFs. Jax is showing one of the books in the book club, which is my coloring book, an adult coloring book, Beach Day, for PTSD sufferers. We have several people that have bought copies of that. If you'd like to buy a copy, send me an email at djchris@targetedwest.com, and I can give you the link. Or you can search for Lulu and the adult coloring book Beach Day, and it'll come right up on your search engine. But today we're going to talk about the ordeal of Gilbert Penfold. I know HC was talking about listening to the audio portion of this, the audio book, and I was curious myself because I had just purchased the book in November, and then I saw Targeted Justice advertised it, and I realized it was in our current read section, which is fine. That's a compliment, by the way. And this book was written by Evelyn Waugh in 1957, and it talks about V2K while he's on a ship recovering. Wow. Here it goes. He's a reclusive Catholic novelist suffering from acute inertia. In an attempt to defeat insomnia, he has been imbibing a cocktail of bromide, chloral, and cream de menthe. And the voices pick on him for drinking. They pretend to be two people standing outside the window watching him. They pretend to go to the door and see if it's locked. The people that work there don't talk to him. They talk in code. It's a very old book, but it shows an example of an early situation where V2K was present in a book, a novel written in the 50s. And I want to let you guys know, and please make a note of this, that I read a good portion of this book because it was so interesting. And a lot of what the V2K in his description was what I go through. It's the same degrading stuff, and it's the same topics. So this book is spot on. So that gives you a history of how long this has been going on. And this is, of course, probably not as fictional as you may think it is. It's probably based on the novelist's own experiences, because it's too spot on to be a coincidence. Too many points. Anyway, it's called Ordeal of Gilbert Penfold by Evelyn Waugh. It's in 1957, and we give it a 9 for the book club tonight. Again, if you want to join the book club, that's great. We would love to have you do that. The chat room's going high. We're booming along. If you'd like to join the call, too, from your Spotify or BitChute or YouTube, you can join us. Just come on in and go to tievents.org, and you can find our call and click right in to get through. Anyway, we're back to open mic, and then we'll be ending the recording in a couple of minutes.
Hey, DJ Chris, I wanted to thank Faye for making that very heartfelt uh, testimonial about her experience and sharing the most intimate details. I know when I met with her, she was deeply tormented, and they did everything to make her, and they tried to make us really be enemies. And it was horrible what they did, but at least she was able to keep in touch and get the cyber shield. So I just want to tell you, Faye, that I appreciate what you have gone through, and I applaud you for being so determined to move with your life and be positive, and the cyber shield's helping you do that.
Yeah, it really is. And I just want to thank you for everything that you did to help me, because it really did try to stand in the way the whole time. And if it wasn't for your help and David's help, I'm not even sure if I'd have been a regular Cyber Shield user. So I just want to thank you for going out of your way to make sure that I got to join the 200 Club.
I like that. We're going to make the 300. But DJ Chris is just as much a part of the solution. I just want to say, because he's letting us talk about this. And, we don't have that opportunity very much. And I appreciate you, DJ Chris. And you know what? If you had a 501c3, I'd donate to that. But I'm going to do whatever I can to support you. I just
keep promoting my books, and that's more than enough help.
I'm in gratitude. So, you know me. I don't just, words are cheap. I back it up.
Yes, you do.
But words are also profound, like what Faye is saying. Words are profound like that. That's just straight from her heart. We didn't even know we were going to talk on this call tonight. We didn't know. She didn't know I was going to be on. I didn't know she's going to be on. So that was just spontaneous, from the heart comment from her. And, she went through hell. And by the way, she's a little, very small, petite woman. There's skin and bone practically. And what they did to a person of that stature, and just petite. It's just so hard to believe. Anyway, thank you again, Faye.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Faye, for your story. That's really great.
Chris, it's Michelle again. There's just one thing that
is that you?
I just wanted to say what I did today. I was under such distress and just felt like my brain was going to explode, and I was getting electronically raped and all sorts of things that were just awful. But I mean, I don't want to sit here and complain, but I did take a piece of paper and, believe it or not, because I still can't believe it myself, and made a mark every time I was electronically raped. Since 11 o'clock last night, so I still have until 11 o'clock this night, I've been electronically raped 71 times.
Wow.
71 times. Yeah, so I don't know. I hope that one of these days, if anyone else is going through this, that we can think of something to, deter or counteract or shield or do something, because this is just atrocious. I can't even believe it myself. I knew it was happening, but, it just gave me a new perspective. It's just heartbreaking.
Sorry
to hear that. That's terrible. Yeah. Could we throw in a quick commercial for our friends at Target TI events? Let's do that.
Bring it on.
We'll end the record. Yeah, we'll end the recording, and we'll have open mic.
Chris, I've been hosting events for targeted individuals, but no one ever comes.
You need TIevents.org. It's where TIs find all the events. conference calls, meetups, webinars.
How do I get listed?
Just go to tievents.org. It's easy. tievents.org, where the TI community connects. List your event today.
That's tievents.org, and we're going to end this recording now. So please like, subscribe, and comment if you watch this recording to the end or listen to it on Spotify. Thank you for your time. We'll be back next week on this platform of your choice.